And look, folks, I'm watching Bitcoin cross 109,000 here. We're literally 2% off our all-time highs. And Ethereum crossed 2,600. I'm seeing bullish sign after bullish sign after bullish sign. I just had a guy here named Michael Turpin, who was live on my show yesterday, who's a Bitcoin OG. He actually goes to this exclusive invite conference called the Satoshi Roundtable I go to in Dubai every year. And he got an award last time for being the only guy to be there for every single one of the previous 11 years. Started with 50 dudes back in the day. Michael has this book called The Bitcoin Super Cycle, and he has a prediction that Bitcoin will hit the all-time high before Thanksgiving of this year. Let me repeat that. You got 4.5 months until the high is over, and it's over, folks. And from there, it goes down. He's predicted $193,000 Bitcoin. We're currently at 109. All right. That's almost a double from here. But he said we could also have a super cycle, which could take it to 300 to 400,000. But he is convinced that from there, it's going down. And 12 months later, it's going to come off by 70%. What does that mean? That means it goes from 200 down below 70,000 each. And that's got to hurt a lot of people. Now, look, is he right? I don't know. But he looked at the last 3 cycles and predicted it almost down to the week of when it happens. And he's a smart dude, and I recommend you read the book. It was pretty compelling. Now, altcoins could cycle after. So there's an argument, and I just sent him a video to get the answer to this, by the way, this morning, that could say, okay, but maybe ETH will peak a month or two later. But he's not saying it's going to be much more lag than that. And so behind the scenes, we're now aggressively investing in a bunch of companies because we want to make sure we get this peak before the party's over for 4 more years in this bull market. And that's why I tell everybody now is the time to get invested. If you're not, you're just going to miss an incredible opportunity. You also see every bank getting involved, every corporation, every government is now buying crypto. And this is now part of the mainstream narrative. So this is everything that we've been talking about for 4 years is happening right now. Look, the big news today is the split between Elon and President Trump. Is anybody watching this? Raise your hand. You watching this? Yeah, Laszlo. Does this make anybody sad? Put your hands up. It's like mommy and daddy are fighting. Now, I never grew up and my mom and dad were fighting. They never did it in front of us. But I'm sure that's not a nice thing to be around. And honestly, I just wish Elon would stop. I'll just be straight up and honest with it. You know what? Trump's been elected the president. He's got 3.5 years. Let him do his thing. And Elon, I don't know, man. I just think he needs to zip it and go back and make his company shine. And that's what his shareholders are telling him too, because they're selling off Tesla. And they're like, you know what? We don't need you to run a new political party. We need you to sell some cars and make some robots and kick some ships to the moon. And I just think it gets a little crazy. But also remember, Elon owns an entire social media platform that caters to what he says. And so when you ask your social media platform if they believe in your political party, of course, you're going to get 55% of the people saying, yeah, go for it. But I just wish he would stop it. And I think the general narrative is, you know what, Elon, leave it. Maybe one day you'll kiss and make up. But I just think this stuff is nonsense. That's my call. But what's happening is people are asking Elon if the new American party is going to embrace Bitcoin. And he said, yeah, fiat's dead. And so now you've got a major, major figure saying that the future is not in fiat dollars and pounds and yen, but it's actually in crypto. And this is causing even more people to look at crypto. One more thing. We all know that X is going to turn into a payment platform soon because, again, what was Elon famous for? PayPal. And this is PayPal in disguise. That's what X is. Is everybody with me here? Laszlo, you can probably see that, right? The main way is to turn this thing into a bank and a payments platform. This has always been his plan. And it's all happening, and he's got the AI to plug into it. So I want to show you what we're doing today. I'm going to show you 2 deals we're currently working on the investment club. I think Austin here is going to invest in one of them very, very soon. Austin, you like Metafied, I think? I'm not quite sure which one you like Metafied. Yeah, I'll show you that deal. We've got little bits of allocation in each one. And I'll show you how we're making a bunch of money behind the scenes. And hopefully you guys can go do it yourself. So I'm going to jump in here to this presentation. Hot off the presses. I literally cooked this thing up about 4 hours ago. Raise your hand if you can see these 2 good looking guys here on the screen. Okay, nice. There you go. And here's the news is that Elon Musk's Bitcoin bombshell is the $37 trillion crisis fueling a crypto explosion. And I'll explain what I get those numbers from and what the detail is. I've got a specific article I want to quote. Before we get started, I just want to say this presentation is for information purposes only, not intended to be an investment advice. If you are looking for that, please go find a professional. Also want to give you this free gift, which is module 1 of our super premium program called the Investment Club. A lot of you have heard about it. Dr. Austin here on the call. He's been to a bunch of the calls. And this is where the CEOs pitch us live and we invest behind the scenes in what we call these pre-sale tokens. But I want to give you this 19-page PDF file right now. And so if you're on this call, I'm going to go ahead and send this to you on your chat. Can everybody just check your chats right now? Because I'm about to send you this PDF file. And just check your chats. If you get this, can you just write back yes to me is what I'm looking for. And again, Zoom recently did a little bit of a reboot of their messaging system. And quite frankly, it's terrible. There it is. Do you have it, Laszlo? Do you have it, Christopher? If you get that in your message, can you just type yes? Okay, somebody got it. Lindley, do you have that? Carla, Newell. Okay, great. Great. Okay, that's yours to keep. Please read it later, not now, because I want you to really pay attention. Look, if you're watching this later, go to londonreal.tv/download, and you can have that for free. I also want to give you a free video, and this is going to show you how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens in 3 easy steps. This is how we're making millions, tens of millions, and by the end of the year, hundreds of millions of dollars for my members. It'll show you how we're doing it. I'll give you the link at the end of this presentation, so stay for that. And again, it's free. Folks, this is how we're making our money. It's called pre-sale tokens, and there's no one teaching it and nobody giving access to the deals. This is pretty much a space we own. And it's a process of secretly buying tokens from CEOs, but without anyone knowing. And then what happens is when they launch to the public and they go on an exchange, now millions of people have access to those tokens, and very, very many times the token price spikes. It's a bit like an IPO in the stock markets. Same type of supply and demand issue. And that's how we're making all of our money. And again, this is a very famous coin. How many people have heard of Solana here? Newell, do you know that? Smejan, Lindley, do you know? Christopher, you know Solana. I know that. Laszlo, you got it, right? It's the 5th largest crypto out there. Currently trades between 150 and 200 bucks. Did you know you could have bought this thing for 4 pennies each as a pre-sale token? And so this is what I'm talking about. They don't talk about this very often, but you can buy these things on the cheap and you can make a ton of money if you do it the right way with the right people. And I'm going to show you how we do that. By the way, if you had invested $1,000 in the Solana pre-sale, that one investment will be worth $5 million. Who here could use an extra $5 million right about now? Anybody? Raise your hand. Austin wants it. Laszlo wants it. Newell's like, no, Brian, more money, more problem. Christopher, you want the $5 million? Newell's like, all right. Lindley, what do you think? More money, more problems, right? You and Diddy? Okay, I hear you. Definitely that gave him more problems. But look, an extra $5 million would help us all. Okay, probably means we could start doing what we want to in our life. We could take care of our families. We could quit the jobs we don't enjoy, and we could really live our best life and hopefully create something beautiful and give it back to humanity. By the way, this is what makes us different than anybody out there in the crypto space. For me, making money is not the end goal. Money is just a means to be able to have the free time to create something in your life of purpose. And ideally, you create something important and give it back to humanity. Does this sound like something anybody here wants to do? Right? I'm telling you, folks, this is what makes us different. Money itself is not the end goal. I've actually been there. The reason I quit my job as a banker and started London Real is because I had a bunch of money and I was miserable. And so I know what that's like. And so when we create wealth for our members, we want to do it with the goal not being the money. The goal is the freedom so you can do something beautiful with your life. Folks, this is a deal we did a few months ago, and this is the legal agreement we signed. And can everybody see this blue circle here on the screen? That's the amount we invested, which is $200,000, our usual ticket. Can everyone see the red circle? Laszlo, you can probably see that, right? You've seen this before. That's the price we paid, which is 1.25 pennies each token. We got these cheaper than the Solana deal. Well, what happened? Well, this company called Skillful AI was up 20x at the launch, and it made our members a $4 million profit. That's real money, folks. That changes lives. And this is the CEO named Zoltan of that company. When you get an investment from us at London Real, you also get an interview on London Real. And this is one of the reasons we get the great deals, is because the CEOs really want this. And during the interview, Zoltan said, this is going to 100x, Brian. Hold on. It's going to be a $20 million profit. And then after the interview, he said, Brian, I want to join your club. And I want to get access to your deals. And this was weird because I thought this guy would have all the deals. But it turns out, because of the London Real Media platform, he said, Brian, you get better deals, you get cheaper prices, and you get the tokens faster than I do. And so a lot of you know, I gave him Martini's number, and I said, look, you talk to Martini, but she's going to make you pay full price and she's still going to put you through the process to make sure you're going to be a good member. And 2 weeks later, he was in the club. And so I think it's one of the greatest testimonials ever that one of our portfolio companies actually paid to join the club. And he's made, I think, about 8 or 9 or 10 investments. And we're really proud of that. This is another deal we did. It was called Shrapnel. It was up 20x in 20 days, made my group a $5 million profit. This is a game on the blockchain. Again, this is what you can get with pre-sale tokens. This is the Mochaverse. This is a digital ID system for this massive company called Animoca Brands. Look them up. They're worth $6, $7, $8 billion. Martini, I just saw somebody interview Yat the other day. This is Yatsu, the chairman. He's been on London Real 7 times. And someone was like, I'm sitting down with the billionaire Yatsu. And I'll be honest with Martini, Yat is such a down-to-earth guy that I never, ever realized that he's a billionaire. And he doesn't act like it. He doesn't do anything. He literally travels the world with like honestly, he packs light. He's always wearing really simple clothes. But if you think about it, he probably is. And that's the crazy thing about this space is that you rub elbows with so many people. If I really think about it, Martini, we probably have 50 billionaires in our space. Between the guests on London Real, the people we've invested with the investment club. And look, money isn't everything, but it's just amazing if you spend time with people that have this type of success, it starts to rub off on you. And I love spending time with Yat. We've done about 8 deals with him. And, I learned this when I was a banker. When I would sit close to the people making a lot of money, I started making more money. And I learned this before I got into banking. When I would hang out with people making minimum wage, I would start making minimum wage. Has anyone ever experienced that? Raise your hand, right? It's almost like osmosis, right, Laszlo? And it actually works. And that's one of the reasons we created our investment club is to get a bunch of high performance people together. So this deal was a 20x on the launch. That means if you put 10K on this deal, that would be worth $200,000. One deal, folks, one deal. This is another win we had, up 22x. It's called Story Protocol. This was the first time we invested with Andreessen Horowitz, which is a massive VC company. And when you invest with the big money, you get big results. Of course, this was our second meme coin. We did a 14x on this launch. And one of our members, Christina, put in $30,000, woke up with a $420,000 profit. Now, that's not enough to retire on, Lindley, but that's enough to get some breathing room to where maybe you can start making different decisions in your life. And that's what I want. And of course, this is the $1 billion fund we invested in. This is the guy that runs it named Dan Tapiero. This thing's up 4x. We put over $1 million in this. I'm in this deal. Martini's in this deal. And Dr. Austin, if we get you in the investment club, you can be in on the next round of this fund. Dan Tapiero crushed it. Here he is on the New York Stock Exchange with one of his portfolio companies called Circle. This company was up 10x, and it's not a token. It's a stock. And Dan owns like almost 1% of this sucker. And you can see the rest of his companies. He's going to have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 public company exits this year. Dan's a winner. He's been on the show 5 or 6 times, and we're going to keep investing with him as well. Folks, I want to show you some of our latest deals, and you can also see the format on how we evaluate these deals. And so every Monday and Thursday at 7 p.m. UK time, you can come and join us on these calls and see what we do. Send Martini a message, and she'll send you an invite. What happens is CEOs come in, they pitch their companies like Shark Tank, and then we decide to invest or not. And the whole community is there, and they listen and they learn. It's extremely didactic. And then we vote. And if enough people want to invest, then we go ahead and cut them a check. It's really an incredible way of doing it. No one's ever done this before, and we're really proud of it. And I'm going to start by talking about Metafied, which is the deal that Dr. Austin's looking to invest in here. We got to go quick, Dr. Austin. There's only 20K left in this deal, which means only 3 or 4 people are going to get the last piece of this thing. This is Metafied. They're using artificial intelligence to build better trading models for better returns. I don't know how this doesn't win and win in a big way and probably start making a lot of cash flow.
I love everything about these guys are doing.
That's just huge.
This is a really exciting project. I think it's great.
The idea behind Metafied is to rate assets in real time. We started down the path of using people to augment and modify the neural network predictions. We realized that people were much more important than usual. And how could we get that in? The best way to do it is these simple people-based games where you're playing against AI. And we would say in 5 minutes, the price of Bitcoin is going to be, 93,550 or something like that, right? The humans would then play against the AI to say, no, I think it's going to be higher. I think it's going to be lower. So what you have is a symbiotic relationship between AI and humans that results in a more accurate market arbitrage. And what that lets us do is be 23% more accurate.
How does that revenue model work from, I guess, there's a B2C and a B2B?
B2C, we get two places of revenue. One, when you buy our token on the way in, and then we take 1.5% of every game that's played. And then on the institutional side, 0.0875% of every trade that we execute in or out, we get to keep that.
Let's see the thumbs. Zung is in, Dr. Onkor's in, Colber's in, Trevor's in, Petya's in, Dave Magoon's in, Chris Cunningham's in, John Boyle's in. We had 100% thumbs up here.
I think it's great. I think it's a great combination. We know AI agents and AIs in general are a big thing. Predictive market's a big thing. And they've already got great support from many different institutions, but also from actual blockchains themselves. So I love Frank and his team.
Well, he's got the history, he's got the pedigree, but they've also got the team interplay together where they work together well. So I think that's great.
You know, Frank is an experienced guy. I mean, you almost can't imagine this guy losing with the amount of experience that he has.
All right, does that look pretty cool? Dr. Austin, you pumped for that deal? The last guy on the call there, his name is John Boyle. He's one of our whales in our group. He cut a $50,000 check for that deal. And he said 3 reasons, Frank, and Frank. Frank is the CEO. We love his vision. And every week he sends me a new update and it's just better and better news. Look, the next deal I want to show you is one called One Football. This is a group that has 13 million global football fans. This is, European football, not American football. And they've got a huge community and they're going to introduce a token. Animoca's in this deal. And they know when you bring 13 million people on chain, it's going to be a massive success. This is about halfway funded. It's probably going to close by the end of the week. But we just want to show you some of the things that we're working on. It's super exciting. It's our first time on the blockchain.
And this is just the beginning for One Football Club.
You're far, far ahead.
That's a big deal.
That's huge.
These guys have a massive user base.
What we're building is a composable social graph. Think about your digital identity. Any data that is available about football clubs, you will find it in our app. We have 31 million registered users. The biggest clubs are our shareholders, but we work with pretty much anybody you can imagine. The entire Animoca Brands ecosystem is completely behind this. So the adoption of our token will not just be in our ecosystem.
How do you make money now? And are you profitable?
Yes, we're profitable. We are ad revenue based. 80% of it comes from ads. Then we have a premium version, and then 15% is coming through pay-per-view matches. For example, we also recently launched like a season pass for Bundesliga. They wanted to build their own streaming service, realized that it was super difficult, and now they use us as their distribution network.
Eric likes it, Petya likes it, Camille likes it, Connie likes it, Jack likes it. I think that's 100%.
They already have a large fan base. And just to put it in perspective, there's about 4 billion people in this world who play soccer, almost 50% of the world's population. So I love what they're doing.
I really liked it from the community side of things.
It seems like a really good play.
Everybody here felt that these guys are coming more prepared, more plugged in, already a big fan base. If I want to take one play in the sports world, I would take this one.
Ooh, yeah, we like that. You know, most crypto projects build the tech and then they go look for the audience. Unfortunately, that doesn't work sometimes. These guys have the audience. Now they're going to bring it rewards. They're already profitable. They already make a ton of money through streaming, through ads. And this is really a great investment. And when Animoca is putting everything behind it, you know, it's probably going to be a winner. So those are 2 of the deals. We got a couple more we're funding right now. They're issuing tokens a lot of times within the next couple of weeks, which means you have liquidity, which is an incredible thing that is kind of rare in any other part of this cycle. Folks, everyone's asking how are we picking so many winners? And you know what? It's not luck. You can't do 10, 20, 30, 40 wins. You can't do that many in a row if it's just luck. And after thinking about it, we realized that success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. The truth is we've been doing this for over 4 years. Over 4 years. We've had probably 400 or 500 CEOs pitch us live. And we've now made over 100 investments. And we're really getting good at this. We've got a great network. We've got a crazy reputation. Our content is 10 times better than anything in Web3. And now you've got the opportunities coming towards us. And we can pass those opportunities on to you. Deals you would never see in your wildest dreams as an individual, we can bring you because of our media platform. Folks, a lot of you probably felt like Drake on the top. You've gone into crypto and you've lost money. Has anybody lost money in crypto here? Come on, be honest. Christopher, Newell, Lindley, right? Look, I think we all have, all right? It's a jungle out there. When you first get into crypto, you don't know who to trust. You go on X and you trust you listen to some fake person with a fake name and a fake picture. And meanwhile, you find out later they've been paid to tell you to buy some coin and it goes down 20% or more. and you think, you know what, this whole thing sucks. And a lot of people quit crypto, and that's a shame because it really is the future of finance. There's a better way, folks. You can invest alongside ourselves and London Real Ventures, and we'll bring you in for the big wins over the next 10, 20 years. And it's called our investment club. This is the greatest product we've ever created in 14 years. This is going to make more money for our members than anything else we've ever done. We got 150 people that have signed on and are going to be with us for our lifetime membership in the investment club. And it really is an incredible piece. And so I just want to let you know that if you've been struggling with money for your whole life, if you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, if you're sick of getting into arguments and getting stressed about money. And by the way, this was me until I was 30 years old. I was constantly in debt. It was constantly a state of stress for me. And I remember how it feels. I still remember. Well, if you're tired of that and you want to change things up, guess what? You're going to have to change your behavior if you want to change your results. And we've created the solution, and it's called the Investment Club. It's about getting outside the matrix. It's about unplugging and unlearning all the stupid things you learned, like save your money. That's the stupidest thing you can ever learn, because your money that you save is going to be worthless in 5, 10 years because they print more of it at will. You need to own assets, especially in this marketplace, when, as Elon says, the government's going to print more money and take to $37 trillion in debt. You want to own assets this year because those are going to go up. If you have money in savings or no money, you're going to get hurt. And that's what most people are going to be like this cycle. If this is of interest to you, the best way to learn more is to book a call with Martini. I tell you this now, I'll talk about it at the end, but I just want you to let you know, we've got you covered. We've got something, and this is only for London Realers. You're only invited to this call if you come to our website, watch videos, if you're on our list. And she's going to vet people and make sure that you align with our values. Really important here. And that's one of the reasons we've kept a great community, and it's been such a success. Folks, we've also got a 4-week crypto and DeFi accelerator. 4 weeks, 4 modules, invitation only. It's something that I have 8 hours of live calls with me. You get access to our online e-learning platform. You got my triple tiered accountability system where you actually have to do the work. You have dedicated coaches, team leaders, and community managers. You've even got a private group for posting assignments. Folks, this is what we do behind the scenes. I teach this personally. Week 1 is the history of crypto. We walk through everything from the Bitcoin white paper all the way up to the DeFi summer and beyond. Week 2, you're going to do basics. Buy stable coins, buy Ethereum. You're going to hook up to hot wallets and cold wallets and do your first DeFi trade. Week 3, it gets a little crazy. You've got 3 DeFi trades to do, 3 new concepts, but you're going to get through it because all 2,000 of my students have. And week 4, we're going to show you how to make the money, how to position your portfolio. This is an essential course. And because you're on this call right now, you're pre-approved to buy at londonreal.tv/buy at a highly discounted rate. Grab it right now. You can jump on the class right now. We had someone buy yesterday and jumped right in, and we'll bring you up to speed. You'll go from 0 to hero in no time. And here's my 8-step trading checklist. I actually have it in the course, but you can take a screenshot here. Before you do any trade in crypto, check each one of these pieces. You'll thank me later. You can save a lot of money by not making silly decisions. Folks, this is the big news. Tesla CEO Elon Musk confirms the wild rumors as a $37 trillion emergency is predicted to blow up the Bitcoin price. What's he talking about? Well, what he's talking about is this whole problem with the big, beautiful bill. This just got passed, right? It was Trump stopping the tax cuts from 17 being rolled back, but it also meant there's a massively high debt ceiling. And it looks like they're going to print more and more money and take the nation's deficit up to $37 trillion. Now, you see that quote on the top, nothing stops this train by Lynn Alden. Lynn Alden's an OG Bitcoiner. I don't know if you saw Martini. She just raised about $100 million in Bitcoin for her new venture. She was a guest on London Real a couple of years ago. She's really old school. And she means the money printer is nothing, nothing can stop the money printer. And you can see the bottom quote by Musk when someone said, will the American party embrace Bitcoin? He said, fiat is hopeless. So yes, and that's why we believe that the deficits are going higher and people like Elon are going to start aping into Bitcoin and all crypto. Of course, we now believe that the big, beautiful bill is going to push Bitcoin up to $150,000 in weeks, which could really happen in July. And we know that trillions and trillions as Bitcoin is braced for one of the biggest months of the year. Standard Chartered Bank has called for a 5x on Bitcoin to $500,000, which could easily happen before the end of the year. And of course, Circle, one of the biggest stablecoin issuers, had one of the biggest IPOs in history. It was up 10x at one point. And here's Jeremy Allaire on London Real a couple of years ago, and here he is down celebrating on the stock exchange. Folks, you probably have heard there's a new wave or a $15 trillion earthquake that's headed straight for Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and more. Are you prepared? I would argue you're not, and you're going to miss a rare opportunity in crypto. Now, like Michael Turpin says, you can wait 4 more years if you want, but by then, BlackRock, JP Morgan are have a ring on this whole marketplace. Now, you know, when I ran for mayor of London last year, I was on a pro freedom of speech, pro crypto platform. I wanted all the blockchain to be, all the voting to be on the blockchain, the budget to be on the blockchain, and I wanted to create the London coin and give 100 pounds of crypto to every man, woman, and child. They weren't ready for me, Christopher. And so I'm here to make all of you filthy rich. Is that good, Laszlo? It's more fun doing that anyways, right? I think you guys appreciate me more. This is our studio in Dubai. I just spent 6 months there sitting down with the biggest players. These are the people that give me the deals that are going to make you millions of dollars. This is Dr. Marwan Al-Zaruni, runs the Dubai Blockchain Center. This is Uni Wong, one of those huge crypto influencers. This is Carl Moon. He was working as a grocery store clerk in Sweden about 7 years ago. I've seen the pictures. Literally ringing up your order for your crisps and chips and chocolates on the way out. And now he's a Bitcoin billionaire. What's stopping you? What's your excuse, Lindley? This kid did it. This is Chris MM Crypto. He was driving a taxi in Germany 8 years ago, and now he's a Bitcoin billionaire. What's your excuse? Everyone always says, no, I'm not ready. I don't have enough money. I'm busy at work. I have kids. And you got these kids that have jobs that you probably would never wish on people, and they're making it happen. All it takes is a will and a way, and you can build it in crypto. Right now, we're investing over $5 million into 15 different blockchain AI deals this quarter. We're extremely busy, folks, which means we know everything that's happening in this ecosystem. And it's all because of this, London Real Ventures. This is the world's first media-powered investment firm. We take London Real, 14-year history, 1 billion views, 5 million followers. We combine it with a venture capital company with $25 million in capital. When you put those things together, you get magic. And that's what this is, our portfolio. It's magic. Over 100 of the greatest companies on the planet, really the best of the best, the creme de la creme of blockchain and Web3. What you see here is artificial intelligence on the blockchain. You see decentralized finance, gaming, you name it, we got it. And we've just hit the milestone across $21 million invested in over 100 deals, something we're proud of, and we're just getting warmed up. We're bigger than most funds out there. And we started off as, you know, just another podcast, but we're obviously much more than that now. Folks, one of the reasons we win is because we invest with some of the biggest names out there. Names like Warner Brothers Music, Coinbase Ventures, Galaxy Digital, and we get great results. Now, we just got voted Best Venture Capital KOL of the Year at a huge award ceremony in Singapore. KOL stands for Key Opinion Leader, which is what we are. And I was really happy to accept this reward on behalf of all the members of our investment club because we do this together. Also, I got a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Global Family Office Summit for our content and our investments. And of course, the crypto space knows who we are because I recently represented at Crypto Fight Night in Dubai. I had to show them that London Real doesn't back down from a fight, especially when they put this 28-year-old punk kid in the ring. I had to teach him some manners, and we got the rematch coming in Singapore in October. So be there, get your tickets. Folks, we think the greatest way to predict the future is just to go out there and create it. I'm looking for people, maybe like you, Neil, Lindley, maybe Laszlo, you, Christopher. Christopher's a graduate of many of our courses. It's great to see you back here, Christopher. We're looking for people who really want to go out there and create the future. They don't want to be told what's going to happen. They want to make things happen. If that's what you're like, then I want you on my team. But if you're not that way, I want you off this call because I've edited all the negative energy out of my life and I don't want any more. And so I'm only looking for people that align with our value system. And here is our system. I was showing one of our guests this morning on a live broadcast. I showed him this wall right back here behind me. I said, this is what we're about. And he pointed to consciousness, Martini. He said, conscious. He said, that's what you are, Brian. You guys are conscious. And I was like, wow. And this is what makes us different, folks. We want to give you your power back. We want to cooperate. We want to do things in a conscious way. And it's one of the reasons we've been so successful. But of course, for me, as you all know, It's not just business, it's personal, because I got people to look out for, right? I got these two young men who are growing up real fast, and it's my job as a father to protect and provide. And a lot of you got people that you're looking after. And if you don't, give yourself 10 years. Trust me, parents are going to need your help. Kids are going to need your help. Family, brothers, sisters, cousins, community, they're all going to come to you and say, help us. And you're going to be the ones that need to be able to protect and provide. How are you going to do that if you don't have any resources? You know what I realize every day when I wake up and I look at these boys' faces is I say to myself, you know what? I better take some risk today. I better do something scary today. Otherwise, how can I get reward? Nothing's given to you in this world. And if you think saving your money and working 9 to 5 and doing as you're told is going to get you anything great in this life, you're wrong. You got to go out and grab it. And you got to think in a contrarian way. And in my opinion, that means digital assets. Folks, this is Michael Saylor. He's really an OG in the Bitcoin space. He currently owns $60 billion of Bitcoin, and he's going to buy another 40 billion. He believes each coin is going to $13 million each, which is 130x from where we are now. And he thinks that AI and ETFs are going to power a decade-long gold rush for Bitcoin. Now, Michael and I both graduated from MIT, and they taught us to think for ourselves. And I love listening to Michael. And a lot of people ask me, who do I listen to for advice? You know what? Listen to Michael Saylor. He's really become synonymous with Bitcoin. And he was recently on the show as a guest. He's been on twice. And this is what he told me.
We went from investing 250 million in Bitcoin to 425 million in Bitcoin to eventually $1 billion in Bitcoin to $2 billion in Bitcoin to just slightly less than 4 billion.
You said there are decades when nothing happens, and there are weeks when Bitcoin happens.
So every decade, there's some profound paradigm shift. It's such an out of the blue idea that no one can conceive of why you would even want it. What you've got is a lot of people questioning all their premises, and rising through that chaos is a new idea. What if I can encrypt energy? What if I can encrypt money such that nobody on earth, no government can debase it, no corporation can steal it? I don't trust anybody. I'm going to create a shared immutable ledger, incorruptible, immortal, transcendental ledger. If I can transfer $1 million of value from me to you without an intermediary, that means I have transcended the political realm.
You said, Brian, I like Bitcoin because it has low aspirations.
The idea of Bitcoin was, how do I create a protocol that's fair and equitable that I give as a gift to the world that no one can control? If you're going to do it and you understand thermodynamics, and if you have any sense of genetics or biology or physics, you realize you need to be very humble in your aspirations. How do we give the gift of property rights, freedom, and sovereignty and empowerment to everybody on the planet? The best idea 30 years ago was YouTube or Google Maps, Twitter or Facebook or email. I think the best idea for the next 30 years is digital energy. Everybody can own their stuff and nobody can take it away from them.
We like that. We like Michael. It's amazing, right? I'm telling you, this guy just keeps buying and buying and buying, you know? He's like, I'm always going to buy the highs. That's what I love about Michael. He's got the conviction. I think he's going to be right. He's about to cross 600,000 Bitcoin that he owns, right? It's pretty amazing. Takeaways from Michael is that crypto is encrypted energy. It's like walking around with a pocket full of energy. It's that powerful. No government can debase it. No corporation can steal it because crypto transcends money. It's the best money we've ever felt or seen in our life, and it's going to change the world. Folks, if it wasn't obvious, 2025 is the year of crypto. You've missed more than half of it. You're about to miss the whole thing. And this is something you're going to be kicking yourself about in years to come. When your grandkids ask you one day, what were you doing back in 25 when crypto was kicking off? I don't know what excuse you're going to give them, but it's not going to be good enough because there is no excuse. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I was there when the dot-com boom happened and the internet kicked off. This is going to be 10 times bigger than that. I'll be honest, I didn't make money in the tech revolution. I didn't. And I'm not going to miss my chance now, and neither should you. And the window is closing fast. So how do you invest? Well, first you got to find the hottest trend, and I'm going to share with you our investment thesis soon. But there's one thing that you're never going to find on your own, never in a million years, and that is proper deal flow. Because if you go try to find a deal right now, I don't know where you're going to find it, on LinkedIn or on Twitter, or I don't know, some conference, you're going to get taken to the cleaners. I've seen it happen so many times. And it's not always bad actors, but they're out there. But it's people that just don't know what they're doing. And they'll come back and say, sorry, your money's gone. We tried our best. But if you can get access to the very, very, very top deals, the top 1/10 of 1%, that's where you see the 10Xs and 20Xs and 30Xs and 40Xs. And that's why I travel the world, folks, because I realize that relationships are made the old fashioned way, one at a time. And this is me in Dubai hanging out with members of government, big influencers, venture capitalists. This is me off to a private dinner in Paris where we sat down with the biggest VCs and the hottest projects on the planet, doing more media. I shoot documentary films, more influencers, more VCs. Back to London to film an episode with Yatsu, attend the Token 2049 conference, more influencers, more VCs, and then it's off to Austin, Texas, hanging out with celebrities like William Shatner and Alex Jones. And in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see 14 members of my investment club. Can you see those people down there? Austin's smiling, right? Lindley, do you see them? We're all having a good old time, aren't we? Because we're making money, we're changing the world, we're providing for our families, and we're making lifelong friends. What more do you want? I don't know. I don't think there's much more to life. It's great when we get together with these people. Of course, from there, I was out to Singapore, where I'm hanging out with my good friend Robert Kiyosaki. I was doing media, changing the color on my suit every couple of hours. As you can see, I definitely have a problem when it comes to suit color, but it also gets a lot of attention, and this gets us a lot of deal flow. And of course, I was in Toronto a couple months ago for the Consensus Conference, back hanging out with my good friend Yatsu. And in the bottom right, you can see another gathering with about 25 of our investment club members. They look a little crazy down there, don't they, Christopher? It's just amazing when we get together because, again, we're just really aligned, and it does feel like a lot of fun when you're making money with people. Folks, this is me finishing up in Dubai. And again, I'm hanging out with big players like CZ and, on stage interviewing people. And this is where I spend a lot of my time because this is the center of crypto. Folks, if you want to win in this space, you have to invest with the best. What does that mean? You got to look at a lot of deals. And this is a snapshot of the number of deals we'll look at every week. We'll pick 2, 3, 4 deals to come on the calls on Monday and Thursday. So if you come and you see a CEO pitch, they've been vetted and vetted and vetted. And that's why we have such a high success rate. But there's more. You've got to understand the financial tools, and most of you don't. You think crypto is buying some token from some exchange. No, that's wrong. If you go buy Ethereum right now, somebody like me already made 50x on Ethereum. If you buy Solana, somebody like me have already made 50x on Solana. Even if you buy Bitcoin, I had Michael Turpin in here the other day. He was buying Bitcoin at $100. Now it's at 100,000. He made 1,000x. You're not going to make 1,000x on Bitcoin. You've got to go earlier stage. I can't emphasize this enough. And that's why our thesis is this. We believe that early stage Web3, metaverse, and artificial intelligence investments represent the hottest opportunity on the planet. Why? Well, number one, you buy at these super low valuation, pennies on the dollar. That way you see massive gains, 20x, 40x, 50x, 60x. You also invest in the biggest dislocation of wealth in human history. Yes, it's high risk, but the reward is even higher. And you've seen our track record. We're making it happen. And we do it through pre-sale tokens, folks. No one's teaching this. No one's giving normal people like you access to the most exclusive deals on the planet. But we are at London Real. And again, this is only for London Realers. We don't want random people in our group because Martini works really hard to keep this group all in sync. And it's a beautiful place to be. What is pre-sale tokens? Well, I'll give you the example. How many people have heard of Solana again? Emil, I know you know Solana. Noel knows, Laszlo knows. But did you know you could have bought it as a private sale token on April 5th, 2018? Can see everybody see the blue circle here. 4 pennies each. This is all on the blockchain, by the way. It's public information. Hard to find, though. They don't want you to find it. And what happened? Well, you know what happened. 4 pennies went to $200, and $1,000 invested would be worth $5 million. I'm telling you, if you just close your eyes right now and think, what would you do if you woke up tomorrow with $5 million in your account, Christopher, Austin, Newell, little smile here, Carla, Emil? What would you do different? I bet you would own that day. Nobody would tell you what to do. From there, the world is yours because I believe money equals freedom. How many people want more freedom in their life? Anybody here? Raise your hands. Laszlo's in, Emil's in, Noel's in. Me too. And let's be honest, money buys freedom. It's the freedom to quit your job if you want. It's the freedom to start your own business. It's the freedom to give it away. It's the freedom to put your grandkids through college. That's the biggest flex, in my opinion. Better than a Bugatti, in my opinion, is putting your grandkids through college. We are here to give you the freedom so you can change your life. Now, how many people here bought Solana at 4 pennies each? Anybody? Austin? Lindley? No, nobody. Why, Emil? It's because you didn't know someone like me. You didn't have a Brian Rose in your life that could have texted you on the morning of April 5th and said, hey, Emil, how would you like to put $1,000 on this new deal, Solana? And you could have said no, but you could have said yes. Who here would like to have received a text message just to have the option? Laszlo? Lindley? Yeah, me too. I would have liked that text message. Well, guess what? That's what I do every day. A lot of you have seen my Telegram group here, and you can see here the deal I've pinned here at the top is, which deal is it? It's OneFootball. There's the link. Hopefully you can't see the exact link. You click on that link, you can invest in this deal in 30 seconds. Every day I post a new deal and give it to my investment club. Imagine if you had got Solana, you'd be up $5 million. Imagine if you invested in my deals, how much would you be worth now? And it all comes down to this slogan I remember from one of my favorite movies called Wall Street. The most valuable commodity I know of, Christopher, is information. Think about it. The right piece of info at the right time is how you make $1 billion. It's not about stocks and bonds and tokens. It's about information. And that's what I deal in. Folks, if you want to create generational wealth, you got to pull the trigger. And most of you here are not doing that. Most of you are too scared to go into one of these deals because you're too confused. Yeah, I don't know, Brian. It sounds, I don't know. I've never done this before. It sounds complicated. And another missed opportunity in your life. How many of these things are going to pass you by before you realize, oh my gosh, my life is about to pass me by? And that's the thing that's going to stop you, fear. But fear is F-E-A-R, false expectations appearing real. They're the phantoms in your life that make you live these quiet lives of desperation, but there's nothing behind them. I'm telling you, when I went in that boxing ring, I had a lot of fear. After 3 rounds, I realized this was nothing. It was like a sparring session, but I built it up as this big deal. And that's what most of you do with a program like this. Oh, I don't know if I can do it. And some of you sabotage yourself because you don't even think you deserve the success. Our brains are very complicated places. I want to get you to pull the trigger and move forward. And if you do that, you're going to have success. And it reminds me of these lions in this video. And I don't know if you've ever seen this video before, but I'm going to play it for you because it probably is going to remind you of some of your own behavior, right? And I want you to ask yourself, are you like one of these lions, right? Is this you here just sitting there waiting for one of these juicy opportunities in your life? No, not that one. No, maybe the next one. No, not that one. No, I'm tired. No, I don't know. Maybe later. Okay, no, I'm not going to do that one. Oh, I'm going to pass on that one, right? And then finally, somebody next to you comes up and says, I'm going to take a big bite of that, get my 50X, and thank you very much. And what do? You go and run off and you miss yet another opportunity. I love playing this video because I think we've all been there before. I've been that lion before, right? No, I don't know. Not the right one, not the right one. And then I see somebody that's not as smart as me, with less money than me, less education, less connections, and they just go do it. And I'm like, damn, how did they do that? All they did was get in touch with their fear. Or maybe they got so angry and said, to hell with this. I'm sick and tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I'm sick and tired of playing this game and it doesn't work. And so I just want everyone to think about that. Are you that lion? And are you sick and tired of being it? Because when you pull the trigger, folks, this is what you get. Each one of these companies in our portfolio has the potential to become a $2 billion, $5 billion, $10 billion protocol. A few of these companies have already crossed the $1 billion mark, and it's for people who pull the trigger. That's who these rewards are for. And it's all because of London Real Ventures, folks. This is the thing that we created that will give you access to deals that you couldn't even dream of as an individual. It's an amazing creation. And it all comes down to my quadruple threat. This is what brings the CEOs here into my studio. Number one is production. They want our media. They want the conversation. They want to blow it up with a beautifully crafted story of themselves. Number two is distribution. We get it out in front of 5 million people. Number three is the connection. I connect them with the huge whales in this space, the billionaires in crypto. And number four, we write them a $200,000 check. I'm telling you, Lindley, I'm telling you, Laszlo, nobody can say no to this. There's not a CEO out there that can actually say no to this opportunity. And that's why we can give you the greatest deals on the planet. Folks, there's one last piece that I want to say, and this might offend some of you. So if you're easily offended, you might as well leave this call. The problem with a lot of you is you're not surrounding yourself with the best. Now, how many people agree with this statement? You're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. Laszlo knows, Newell knows, Lindley knows, Austin knows. Some of you know your hands aren't up. But yeah, it's true. It's an old Jim Rohn quote. But who are you hanging out with? Who are the 5 people you're hanging out with? As one of my mentors used to say to me, out with losers, Brian. That's why you're getting loser results. Okay, he's a little harsh. You can probably guess who that is. But he was right. But when I'm hanging out with Yatsu billionaires, guess what happens? Guess what happens when I hang out with Yat? He gives me access to deals like OneFootball and Mochaverse, and I make 20 times on my money. Guess what happens, Christopher, when I hang out with that kid from high school that's still talking about high school? I don't seem to make millions of dollars. Isn't that weird? Now, how many people have in those 5 members of your life, maybe a toxic family member, raise your hand, or a friend that's really not going anywhere in their life? Christopher's with me. Anybody? Dr. Austin, Laszlo's like, okay, got me email. I think we all do, right? We got that friend that is just, all they do is they don't want to do anything. They want to get drunk. They want to watch Netflix, right? And when you talk that, when you tell them, I'm going to make 10 million bucks in crypto, they laugh at you. What are you, crazy, Christopher? Calm down, buddy. Slow down. Take it easy. Life is too short. Don't stress out. Nah, that's not what you need. You want people in your life that will take you to the next level. And that's been the story of my life. I think for some reason, I stumbled onto the fact that when I started surrounding myself with winners, I became a winner. Now, Brian on the left is 16 years old in San Diego, California. I'm making $6 an hour. I'm going nowhere. Luckily, I got into MIT and I started hanging out with the smartest people in the world. That took my game up a notch, but it didn't make me wealthy. Then I went to Wall Street. That's my picture on the right. I'm hanging out with traders making 10 million bucks a year. After 3-4 years of that, they showed me how to make money, and I turned into someone who could actually deliver. Folks, the only reason I got there is because I got out of my comfort zone and got in the right room with high performance people. And I'm convinced this is what you need. You don't need a token. Okay, that would help. But unless you get in the room with the right people, your people around you are going to probably suck all the money away from you anyways, if you're lucky enough to make some. And that's why I created my investment club, so you can hang out with people like Marianne Bartels. She's one of our founding members. She's a 35-year Wall Street veteran. She's made her clients tens of billions of dollars. Christopher, when you tell Marianne you want to make 10 million bucks in crypto, what do you think she's going to say? She's not going to laugh. She's going to say, Christopher, baby, 10 million bucks. Why are you playing so small, Christopher? Why don't you step it up a notch? Let's make 100 million bucks this year. Marianne's being around people that make a lot of money. Who wants to be around someone like Marianne in their life? Someone that can push you to be the absolute best. I mean, folks, you're not getting any younger. Where are you going to be 10, 20 years from now if you're still around, right? You might as well take advantage of every day. And so when you join my investment club, you get access to people like Marianne. This is Tigran, one of America's top 100 criminal defense attorneys. This guy's the best at what he does. You can hang out with him every single day in my group. He recently went out to Beverly Hills, took Martini out with a bunch of our members to dinner, bought them all flowers, paid for everything. When you hang out with this guy, Lindley, he's not talking about the score of the football game. He's not talking about the new Netflix series. He's not gossiping about the neighbors. He's talking about the next $1 billion idea that you're going to make money on, right? He's talking about how you're going to make 10 million bucks, Laszlo. He's talking about how you're going to be a part of building something amazing. This is Dr. Andrew Haynes. He's one of our Web3 metaverse and gaming experts. This guy will get on a call with you and bring you up to speed with anything that you're challenged with technically. Here he is, graduating from one of the top executive training schools in Switzerland. Again, we've got some of the best people on the planet in our group. And of course, this is Dr. Encore, our founding member, actually was in medicine 4 years ago, took our Crypto and DeFi Academy, that four-week course I mentioned earlier, That put a spark in him. He bought our Kings of DeFi product and was the founding member of the investment club. We hired him a year ago to source deals. He's one of the best in the business. Folks, you can hang out with these people every single day. And guess what, Christopher? I got 146 more of these people. We have high-level people. I can't even mention their names on this call. Imagine being on them with a Zoom call every day, pushing you to be the best. Or you can hang out with your toxic family members, right, Emil, and your friends that are going nowhere. Your choice. But one of them is going to take you to another level. And this is our family, folks. These are some selfies I took behind the scenes. You see a lot of people have an amazing time, making a boatload of money, making friends, and changing the world. And this is a private event we had in London with one of our portfolio companies. Again, incredible people doing incredible things. Folks, I believe your net worth is your network. How many people agree with that? You know it's true. So then what are you doing? Why do you think your net worth is going to go up if you're not willing to get into a new network? If you're not willing to pay to be in a new room, then you deserve everything that you've got. I'll tell you something that one of my mentors said to me 10 years ago, and you're not going to want to hear it. You're exactly where you should be right now, Laszlo. You're exactly where you should be, Christopher. You're exactly where you should be, Austin, based on the decisions you've made. And that's a sobering thing to hear, right? You haven't had bad luck. This is where you should be right now. Now you want to be somewhere new in the future? Great. Start making better decisions. Start surrounding yourself with better people. That's what it takes. I believe you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. That's what we do, folks. And this is why we created the investment club. Because 4 years ago, we did our first pre-sale token investment in one of the hottest gaming companies around called Cross the Ages. And guess what? It completely freaked me out. It scared me. It really did. Because here I was, Mr. Hotshot, MIT graduate. I was, one of the top bankers for 15 years. And all of a sudden, I'm getting worried about a pre-sale token deal because the truth is, when I saw my first deal, I had a random stranger on a Zoom call, and an hour later, he wanted $100,000 in stable coins, Christopher, sent to a wallet I had never seen. I had no time to evaluate the deal. I had no time to do a background check on him. And I thought, you're crazy, bro. There's no way. And he said, you're going to miss this deal, Brian. And he was right. And I was at a crossroads right there. I could have told him to go to heck and hung up the phone. And I thought to myself, wait a second. If any of you were involved in that deal, you would have lost everything, all your money, your savings, everything. But if you could negotiate this successfully, you could make $5, $10, $20 million and change your life forever. What if I could find a way to teach this to my London Real community? We could do more for them than any of my videos and movies and the billion views of content. And so I called him Martini. And at first she was not a fan of the idea. And we finally agreed to give this a try. And it's been a massive success, right? And now what we're doing is giving people access to these opportunities alongside the education with our reputation to get these huge wins. And here are the details, folks. That's the application-only program. We open up only 10 spaces a quarter, and they're always gone. We're oversubscribed as we speak. Martini's busy pretty much 24/7, speaking to people all over the world. Middle East is very popular now. Europe, America, all want in on this program because they know there's nothing like it. It's 6 modules, 3 months of coursework. It's a 12-month program, but guess what? It's a lifetime membership. Imagine being around high-performance people the rest of your life. That alone probably is going to make you millions of bucks without even an investment. We do weekly live Zoom calls with top CEOs. You're going to see 2, 3, 4, 5 CEOs every week. You're going to learn fast. Private Telegram group. You get access to all the deal flow, and you get a full year of our Kings of DeFi program for free if you don't know much about crypto. If you never bought a Bitcoin in your life, no problem. We can get you up to speed in 2 or 3 weeks, and bam, you're going to be ready to go. Next live call, Thursday, 7 p.m. Message Martini. You can join us. You can see us in action. It's amazing. We teach this to people in over 35 countries. Module 1, what is a crypto pre-sale token? I sent you that earlier. You can download it. Module 2, what is a SAFT? Who knows what a SAFT is? Raise your hands. Not a single person. This is why you are going to be stuck in a cycle of poverty, and it's your fault, right? A SAFT is how the rich get rich, and it's why the poor stay poor. And again, there's no excuse these days. You got AI, you got search, you got YouTube, you got the investment club, you got London Real. A SAFT is a simple agreement for future tokens. It's how we make all the money behind the scenes. You've got to educate yourself because the more you learn, the more you earn. Module 3, how to identify early winners. I'm going to show you how to do pre-sale due diligence and evaluate any of these companies in a matter of minutes and be able to make a decision. Module 4 is how to generate new deal flow. I'm going to show you what conference to go to, what to wear, what ticket to buy to, what event to attend, and how to use QR codes on your phone to send the deals back to the group in real time. You're going to become a machine. Module 5, how do you nurture these deals into multi-billion-dollar protocols? And module 6, what do you do with all the cash? You're going to have more money than you know what to do with. All right. I recommend you spend some, get it out of your system, buy something stupid, save the rest, actually save some and invest the rest back into these deals. Create wealth for future generations, grandkids, great-grandkids. This is our Telegram group. This is our Discord group. And here are the details, folks. As I said, we're oversubscribed. Martini's busy 24/7. Everybody wants in. We kept this a secret for the first couple of years, and now everybody knows. They see our videos, they see our students, they see our wins, and they all want in. The investment in this program, which is the mentorship, the education, the community, deal flow for the rest of your life is $50,000, and that gets you the hottest deals on the planet. Now, look, I understand 50K is a significant investment. I used to make $6 an hour. I get it. But that will get you unlimited financial returns. What if that made you $50 million? It's the best deal you've ever invested in your life. And of course, it's your chance to take part of the greatest wealth creation event in human history that's going to end in the next few weeks and months. It's over. And of course, a special investment opportunity, those 2 deals, Metafied and OneFootball, are ending right now. You're going to miss them. 2 of the best deals we've seen all year, tokens being generated in the next couple of weeks. Amazing. By the way, this was the deal you missed last quarter. This is a SAFT agreement, by the way. And that deal was up 466% in one day. The reason I say this is if you had stopped the excuses and the procrastination and the yada, 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 which is what I can hear from all of you right now in your brains, and if you would just put $10,000 on this deal, you would have paid for the club for the rest of your life. Fortune favors the brave. And sometimes you got to get angry and say, to hell with this, I'm doing something different. If you made that choice, you'd be surrounded by these high-performance people. You'd be alongside billionaires in your investments, and you'd be changing your life forever. But you didn't. So another missed opportunity, another woulda, shoulda, coulda, and you string enough those together, and that's going to be the story of your life. And you've seen our track record, folks. Shrapnel up 20x in 20 days, a $5 million profit. Skillful AI up $4 million in the first day alone. 20x on Mochaverse, 22x on Story, 14x on Cats, and of course, 4x on our $1 billion fund, and still going up, actually. We have a track record of success. How many more of these do you have to see before you realize this is what you need to do? And it's your brain that's stopping you from being successful. Maybe you don't think you deserve it, Christopher. I don't know. Maybe you think you deserve it, Laszlo. I think you do. I think wealth is your birthright. And I think the world has convinced you that you don't deserve it. This is my pledge to the club. I'm going to create $10 billion for them in the next 10 years. And I'm probably going to do this in 5 years. I'm going to make everybody in my club filthy rich. They're not just going to fly private. Their dogs are going to fly private. That's what I want to happen. Folks, we got amazing members with real names and real stories. If you go to londonreal.tv/club, every one of these people has a video you can watch and listen about their story. They're going to tell you this is the greatest decision they've ever made. Carol says every member is both a learner and an investor. Joe says this window of opportunity is closing quickly, and you know he's right. You're about to miss it. Jerry is just honored to be part of the club. Dr. Yvette is a single mom with 4-year-old twins. What's your excuse? What? You're busy? Come on. This woman is so busy and she's made 14, 15, 16 investments. Your excuses are what's stopping you. This is Jens who says, how can you afford not to do this? You're going to look back a couple of years from now, maybe even 4 months from now, when Bitcoin doubles and our investments are up 10, 20x, and you're going to say, why didn't I do it? This is Petya. She couldn't afford the club. Guess what she did? She joined. Unlike you, she said, to hell with this. I'm going to join anyways. And she went and found the money. You know what she did after that? She made 64 investments, $5,000 minimum. Do the math. Do the math, Lindley. Where did she find the money? She forced herself to find the money, and she created success. And she's going to be an extremely wealthy woman very soon. This is Chris. He said the deal flow is beyond what I expected. Joining was the best decision I ever made. You can watch his video. And Chris is special because he's a father who has a son who invests with him. His son is 14 years old. His son brings $1,000 to the table for every investment and says, Dad, I'm in on these deals. He listens to the call in the background. It's amazing. We love husbands and wives and boyfriends and girlfriends and fathers and sons. We think that financial education begins in the home. And so we're really happy to have those people in our lives. And this is what Chris said recently about the club.
What the London Real Investment Club actually does for you, it gives you the keys to open that door to the inside deals. In the last 3 weeks, I've participated in 3 incredible deals: a layer 2 Bitcoin protocol, an incredible AI protocol. The deal flow is beyond what I expected. I don't think I've ever seen a model like this that just gives average folks the opportunity to be behind the deals. And that's exactly what we've done. Not only that, you get to hang out with Brian Rose every week. And for me, that was huge, because I look at Brian as somebody who's not only an expert in the space, and I think is on the leading edge, but just the leading edge of thought with London Real and the work he's doing there. To anyone who's taking a serious look at this, I know it's a big decision. It was a big decision for me and my family, and it is one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I wish you all the best and hope you come join us.
We feeling Chris? You liking those vibes, right? Chris is amazing. And everyone in the club is just like him. There's no competition, but they want you to win, and they want you to show up and deliver and create wealth and create a beautiful life. Folks, remember, it only takes one. One deal can change your life forever. If you don't have one of these deals, what are you doing? You're definitely not paying attention. Imagine having 3, 5, 10. Imagine what your future looks like. Final thoughts. Don't let this year pass you by. You've missed most of it. You've all got days, weeks left to pull the trigger, and it's going to be gone. You can learn early stage investing now. What I teach you, you can use the rest of your life. Remember what I said, liquid tokens like Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin. Somebody like me has already taken out 50x. It's too late. You have to go up, further upstream, back to the well. And that's what we do. And of course, this is your chance to learn from active elite investors for only $50,000. I know people like Tapio that run billion-dollar funds. If you asked him to teach you about crypto investing, if you asked him for access to all of his deals for the rest of your life for $50,000, he would laugh. He would be like, I wouldn't do it for $500,000. Get out of my office. They're too busy. This really is an incredible opportunity. And of course, it's a significant investment, but it's got unlimited financial return. Now, thanks to Martini, we have a payment plan. $10,000 a month for 6 months gets you in. What does that mean? If you have limited resources, $10K gets you in the club now. You could put $5K on both of those deals, Meta5 One Football. Bam, you've got tokens and liquidity in weeks, and you're back in the game. You're in the race. And from there, you can scale. It's an incredible way to start right now. And of course, you get the best deal flow in the world. Folks, remember what Warren Buffett said. The best investment you can make is in yourself. He's talking about getting in the right room. Most of you are surrounded by those toxic family members and friends that think it's funny that you want to make millions in crypto. Those people, they want you to succeed as long as it's not more than them, right? Does anybody know that, right? And so these people are holding you down subconsciously, but the little comments and the actions and the way they get you to do stupid things with your time, I'm telling you, cut those ties and come hang out with a group of winners, and that's what we provide. Folks, only one way to join, and that's book a call with Martini. But if you think this might be the fit for you, then have this conversation with her, and we can find out if this is the right fit. But what I will say is don't book a call unless you're serious about joining serious about joining now, not next week, not next month, because she's really busy talking to people all over the world that want in. And of course, if you want, within 4 weeks, I can get you from zero to hero in all things Bitcoin and blockchain. It's our Crypto and DeFi Academy. Again, 8 hours of live calls with me, triple tiered accountability system, dedicated coaches, team leaders, private group for posting. You can take this and the investment club in parallel as well. A couple of our members have done it at the same time to come up to speed. And you're pre-approved for that right now at LondonReal.tv/buy at a highly discounted price. Jump in. Right away, you can start doing work. Dr. Austin's in that group right now. It's amazing. And of course, here's our 8-step trading checklist. Take a screenshot of this. It's going to save you a ton of money. Folks, what is your why? I ask people this all the time. You know, these are the people in your life. Maybe it's your family, maybe your kids, your parents, your community, and they're looking to you to protect and to provide. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to give some lame excuse to these people when they ask me, next year or next decade, you know, grandma, grandpa, papa, mama, where are our Bitcoin? Where is our stuff? How come the world is so messed up? Why didn't you do anything about this? And every time I think about that concept, I just work harder. So whenever I have a hard day or a hard decision to make, and then maybe some of you are facing a hard decision right now, I just think to myself, well, who am I doing this for? I'm doing it for them. And if I want to create a better future, I'm going to have to take risks today. And look, if you don't have a little bit of concern by joining something as big as the investment club, you're not paying attention. But at the same time, it's the people that win in life, the ones with a good relationship with fear. It's understanding that most of fear, it's really a phantom. And when you push through it, everything you ever dreamed of is on the other side of your fears. And a lot of people are just completely paralyzed by them. And they leave these, kind of lives of mediocrity. So I would say to you, think about those people that really matter in your life and just do it for them. It's that simple. Folks, here's the bonus I promised, LondonReal.tv/bonus. It's going to show you how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale token investments. That's my gift to you. Go watch that. Whatever you do, make a decision and pull the trigger and do something. Try to change your peer group. Try to create something. You look at all the success stories in this world, those people that have success, they're not smarter than you. They're not better than you. They're not richer than you. They don't have more education than you. They just have a better relationship with fear than you. And one day they said, to hell with this, I'm going to go take a chance, and boom, that's why they won. Folks, come to one of our next live calls on Monday or Thursday. You can message Martini to find out, or go to LondonReal.tv/club call, and you can actually see a schedule. You'll get to see, it's so much fun. You'll learn a lot. Some things will be over your head, but I'm telling you, after 3-4 calls, you'll be ready to make your first investment. It's just an amazing time. Folks, that's it. I'd love to answer questions from you. Is that helpful for everybody here? Emil, did you get something out of that? Laszlo, Austin, Christopher, great to see you, and Newell as well. I really appreciate everybody being here, man. I love teaching people about money, but I hate wasting my time. So if you come to these calls, just make sure you do something with it. That's all I would say. Don't just sit there and wallow in your current circumstances, because life goes by fast. You're going to blink your eyes. You're going to be 5 years, 10 years older. You're going to blink your eyes. Everybody will be in crypto, and you'll think, damn it, I missed my chance. And you're just going to watch these things go by. At some point, you just got to pull the trigger and make a decision based on imperfect information. If you're ever 100% sure about something, guess what, Laszlo? You waited too long to make the decision, right? You can never be 100% sure, because by then everybody's made the decision. High performance people make decisions based on imperfect information. You see what we're doing here. Do you know me? Yeah. Have you been watching London Real for 5, 10, 15 years? Yes. Have you seen the successes? Yes. Do you know some of the people in the club? Yes. Is this a great opportunity for you? Yes. Okay, I'm in. That's how you make decisions. And of course, the people that don't do anything, as one of my mentors said, they spreadsheeted to death. Well, let me analyze every little thing and let me check, and then it's gone. So which one do you want to be? That's my question for you. Folks, we have actually Martini here, and that's kind of rare because she's usually busy taking calls with people that want to join this club. Martini has literally onboarded every single member of the investment club. She's been here from the very beginning. She's seen every investment. She's invested in a lot of the deals. She's wise beyond her years. Martini, would love to get your thoughts.
Awesome. Wow. Great call today, Brian. And it was definitely great to have everybody on the line here. And yes, as Brian says, it only takes one, right? One decision, one yes, one investment, and just really just one opportunity that can take you on the trajectory of a totally different life. So if you are a person who is wanting to say yes and do something different, we want to support you in that. So inside of the investment club, we are investing in early stage companies that are here to change the world. So I put some links inside of the chat below. The very first link is for you to go ahead and check out the investment club page. And that's going to give you rundown detail of what the investment club is all about, where we see ourselves going together for the next 10 years, and also taking a look at the caliber of companies that we have invested in from the day we started up until now. What I recommend doing is jotting down a few notes and a few questions. So by the time we do get on the line, the call will definitely run a lot smoother. My job really is to make sure that we get the right people in, not just anybody, but really just the right people in who have a purpose, who are ready to invest, and just really wanting to change their trajectory for themselves, for their loved ones, and for the world. All right, so the calls will definitely run much smoother if you are informed, if you have your questions ready, and you have a solid intention for joining us. If you do not see a time that's available on my calendar, please be sure to go ahead and send me a private message on Facebook Messenger. That's always the fastest way to get me, or you can send me an email at martini@londonreal.tv and let me know who you are, where you're from, and the best time to get a hold of you within your time zone. So once again, when you do schedule your call with me, make sure that you are serious. That's the second link that I put inside of the chat. But let's just make sure that you are serious, and serious means that you are ready to join us now and start investing alongside us now. And then also, I know that Brian does an amazing job of explaining what the investment club is here on these masterclasses, but we want you to experience us in real time. So every Mondays and Thursdays, we have our live calls, our investment club calls, where you'll see CEOs coming to pitch their companies over to us. You'll see Brian doing the Shark Tank style questions, and then you'll get to see our members. We've got well over 150 people from all over the world, different walks of life, different backgrounds, different income levels, and just different perspectives here that come together to decide on whether or not we are going to invest in these companies. So it's really, you'll really get to see how our community really comes together in an amazing way. And it's always a reminder for me to know that we are not alone on this journey. So the last link is for you to go ahead and join us on one of our live calls. So just once again, guys, just remember, it only takes one masterclass like this, one call, one yes, one investment away from a completely different life. So we hope to see you on the inside soon, and back to you, Brian.
Amazing insights from Martini, and just so true. And it's just really worth thinking about all this stuff. It's one thing to know what to do. It's another thing to take action. And look, I was just sitting down with Michael Turpin on Monday, and Martini, it was wild because this dude was just like, Brian, by Thanksgiving, this is happening. And it's happened every single cycle for the last 12 years. And then he told me exactly what's going to happen in 26. And that means it sells off hard in 26. And it was like, this guy's telling you, you better get ready, which means get invested now, make a ton of money as the roll up, and then get out before you lose it all. And, when you're sitting down with an OG like that, you're like, damn. And I said to him, I said, I read your book and I've known about you for a while, but my brain I get so much information that I didn't actually think about what he was saying. And when he's right in front of me, I was like, damn, I better listen to this old man. Otherwise, I'm going to be crying. But if I listen to him, this will be the greatest success of my lifetime. And our members will make an incredible amount of wealth that will change their lives and their communities and their families forever. And so now is the time to really pay attention. Again, I was in the stock markets and the bond markets for 15 years. There's nothing like this in those markets. Only in crypto do you get these massive cycles, the massive volatility, and the massive opportunity. That's why I love this space. It's also available for everyone in the world. You don't have to be an accredited investor or an individual of high net worth to make money. Anybody in the world can take advantage of these things. And we love that because it really is about democratizing access, and it's about financial freedom. So if any of this sounds interesting, folks, we'd love to see you on the inside. Reach out to Martini. Come visit us on Thursday. We got an incredible deal coming on. Actually, the CEO of One Football is coming on Thursday, so you can actually listen to him talk about this incredible company, and then pull the trigger and join us. It'll be an incredible adventure. I guarantee it. And that's it, folks. Really appreciate all of you. Send us a message, book a call, and we'll see you on the inside. All right, take care. Bye. The mass scale transformation of humanity, the fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. It's something we live and breathe. We have a mission here. We want to help build the decentralized finance infrastructure of the future. What is your mission?
Hey, it's Brian Rose from London Real. How would you like to join my investment club, where I teach you everything you need to know about early stage token and equity investments? Look, right now is one of the greatest times to invest in human history. We've got AI happening. We've got the metaverse that we built on AI, and all of this needs the blockchain, which is what we specialize in here. In my investment club, it's a 12-month program, 3 months of coursework where I teach you all the basics.
I want to talk about how capital isn't enough, and I want to talk about how you can upgrade your arsenal of influence in a variety of ways.
I teach you how to do basic due diligence. I teach you how to go to a conference and come back with 10 deals.
Just go in, bam, 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 bam.
This is super exciting, and we're able to do this here at London Real because I speak with some of the greatest guests on the planet. We have an amazing network, and we also have a structure to actually invest money in these deals.
Just as a strategy in your business, just keep it simple, especially the first time you do it, but do it at the same time.
I'm telling you, this is an incredible opportunity. I've got the best community in the business right now, 75 people from around the world in over 20 countries that are alongside, all investing together. And you can learn and network with the best in the business.
No decision is much worse than a no. Something, action, action, action. The clock is ticking.
If you're interested in this, click a link below and set up a call with one of my team. They'll walk you through what's happening, the opportunities, the requirements. But I plan on working with this group for the next 10 years, and we're going to do massive things here. And I hope you are a part of it. Click on the link and let's do this.